Welcome back, y'all,
Hello.
for the religious grumps.
Sort of, yeah.
I'm gonna die. I'm so gonna die.
Yeah, I was gonna say a little bit about not the fact of hope as well as positivity. So it does associate with that. But instead of always seeing like the worst things that happen, it just brings more light to, you don't have to worry about.
Oh, come on.
Because you hear all these phrases that it's all in God's plan.
Yeah.
It's all this, that. You don't have to worry about life. I mean, you do you have to plan it out and whatnot, but it's just another positive thing to look at for people that believe.
Well, that could be one thing, and I was gonna say
guess that's more of just like a side effect of like, that's at least good that people can have positivity and hope because they believe in it.
yeah. But and then here's the thing, it made me think about this a while ago. What if that hope is based on a lie? You know, it's like, is it better to preserve the lie? Kind of like in Batman: The Dark Knight Rises. Is it better to preserve the lie and keep peace, or to expose the lie and have, the lie is now the truth, or the lie, have it stay, but at least you know the truth now, and then you can eventually figure it out. Like, what ultimately would be better?
That's really interesting, like going off a different topic of like, what if I don't know, trying to think of a really good kind of, not controversial, but if there was like a thief in a store and he stole something and somehow like knew the store owner, felt guilty about it, what would he do? Just morality, kind of taking that into effect. And didn't you just do a double?
No, I just did one.
Oh.
I had to get rid of the bomb.
But yeah, I completely lost where I was gonna go.
Some robber at a store.
Yeah, there was another like side topic to that, but just questioning morality with having that in check.
Yeah.
So having religion as a bounce back.
Yeah, and religion came like the way Christianity came, like, the Crusades and everything. The way that, like, if you're not with us, then you're gonna die. The Crusades was really like
that. Yeah.
Religion can be a good thing, but it has, dark roots as well, and it can be used corruptedly.
Yeah.
That's why it's like a lot of people don't talk about religion because it's so like, oh, I don't want to offend you, and I think what you think is wrong, or I don't know, like, it could be like really crazy.
But I mean, it's at least most times seems that way.
Yeah.
Do you have to push that into it? Oh, nice.
Should I hold on?
Yeah, you can fold down.
Which one?
Right one, left one,
I like how.
or just neither.
Neither of them.
Oh. Got hit with the whammy.
All right, let's do it. But yeah, I think that's a very interesting topic, though, is to like think of how and what we can do to like.
Oh, you would have gotten the
church on the other side.
Yeah, that's too bad. But it is sad to think that like even explorers in the 1500s, they went around the world. Was it? What's his name? Columbus?
Christopher Columbus?
I think it was either him or it was Ferdinand Magellan, I think, who went around.
Sacagawea.
Ferdinand.
Yeah, sure.
Went around the world on his boat or whatever, and finally came to like
come on.
Either Indonesia or I'm completely wrong probably, but
sure.
Some islands west of like South America, like on the. Whatever. Anyways, he came to the end of his journey. He was almost back home, and he stopped at an island, and I think they got either shipwrecked or whatever. But they tried forcing the
religion on the natives.
Yep.
And the thing is that the natives that don't know anything of religion.
So then they just literally scalped him or like killed him or something like that.
Well, there's also this. No, I mean, okay, I don't know about this one, but there's another one. I don't know if there's anything else to your story, but there's another one where they tried to introduce religions to, I think it was somewhere in Africa, or like a culture in Africa, where there wasn't anything. So they thought of them as heathens. The thing was, though, oh no, this is an actual thing. God, what was it? It was an actual tribe that was introduced religion.
Okay.
And I forgot the tribe. So there was 2 tribes that lived in harmony. And then once the Crusaders came and everything, all of that stuff changed because they introduced religion to them, and because of that, one tribe thought they were better than the other one, and they tried to tried converting the other people. But the way they converted is like, you're either with us or you're gonna die, and then that's where massive genocide happened to one tribe, and that's where like religion, like it should be used as a
more of a healer than it should be like a.
Well, something to learn from, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to learn from it and to deconstruct it, but to take it dead on seriously, it's like, that's what people used to do back in the day, but now it's like, now we're different. Now we can actually, you know, understand what we used to do, but learn from what we can do today to become better people, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where some people, like today, like the spaghetti still takes whatever, you know, all that stuff seriously, and it's like, I get it, like, you're trying to, just because you worship, you try to live by living your life through religion makes what if you think that makes you a better person, it doesn't. It just makes you like just really absent-minded, I guess, in a way of like not being able to actually see what's going on today. And that's why I don't like talking religion to people, because I feel like
it's more just closed-minded. Oh, this is my way, the highway.
Yeah, and it's like it's not. It shouldn't be that way. It should be like, oh, this is my way, but like. The discussion should be like, if there even is one, to like, hey, well, okay, that may be your way, but
yeah, I found this. There's a pastor in like Brighton or whatever. I don't remember the area, but it's just like 30-40 minutes west of us. He has like really short, like 30-minute stuff that he does on the radio as well. But he keeps it concise and like kind of asks, not these types of questions, but he makes you like question it and do all these things where he just like. Explains more and does stuff, but one of my not pet peeve. What is the word I'm looking for? But it has to correlate to like kind of Catholic stuff.
Okay.
You know how there's like the priest or whatever, and I believe they correlate to like you ask forgiveness to the priest, and the priest will talk to God.
Yeah.
But there's something like you do a sin, you have to pay a price, and it's normally like money or whatever, or it used to be like you have to give your chicken or your cow because you had a sin. And there was this whole dramatic things that went on in the early 13 colonies of the United States.
Right.
Did you?
I don't know where to go.
But I kind of understand the concept that, you know, you have to see. If you committed like a sin, for the morality check, you have to see that you're doing wrong, so you have to give up part of your life or your earnings. So I understand that money thing, but I've also felt like I've seen it, especially with other churches, that it's like a money grab.
Yeah.
It's not that they, you know, you preach it, you start believing it, but it's also seemed to me where it's just they're doing it for a living. They're not really. It's just like, okay, here I'm gonna talk about God now. Give me all your money, because you know you got to give 10% of your wages.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
That's been some really crazy stuff too, because I see that too. And there was this one time, I think it was my ex-girlfriend was cashing out somebody at her place of work, and the lady was just like, she was gonna pay for something, and she said like, hey, my card only has this much money, and I don't know if my card will go through making this purchase, but I need to make sure I have this much money left for giving. I need to get 10% of my check to the church. And then my ex was just like, why are you giving money to your church? And she's like, oh, because that's what they told me to do. I'm like, really? Just because someone told you to do something, you're gonna do it? Like, if you believe that's for a greater good, I guess, but like, I mean,
but doesn't that just kind of prove that people can be followers and more like, not followers, but just blindly just kind of guinea pigs, in a way.
And that's where it's like, I've seen there was a church that my uncle tried getting me into, where the pastor was just like, it's funny because he would come in with like a decked out suit, a decked out Rolex and everything, and people would like pay the church. And you know, I get in some ways that like you're trying to like, you know, pay for new things or whatever. Like they're like, hey, give us money, so we're a private church, but if you give us money, then we will expand our church and we will become a better church.
That's exactly the way. So my family was at this church like when I was just a youngin, but we left when I was 8 years old, because the church started. Well, it hadn't started. It was just kind of the way it was, because my dad was a deacon, and then started seeing like all the things that they were doing with their money.
Yeah.
So they would take like whatever money, and the pastor would literally take a lot of it, and just kind of for his like personal benefit, and either leave like the teachers, because it was also like part school, so it was school and church.
Yeah.
So he would basically have it for his personal benefit. The teachers would go sometimes without pay.
Yeah.
Or very little, just so the church/school could survive and like live off its budget type thing. But they would scoundrel. So like he'd always have like fancy suits. He had a new house built like next to the property, and like all this other stuff. But just completely squandered the money and completely used people.
Yeah.
Which was sad to see, and it doesn't really have an effect or part like to the religious side of things. It was just more like that's what he was, the pastor of that church. But still, almost using religion and kind of like not mercy. What is the you feel empathy?
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's people who need it, and so we'll give money so the church can keep going. But ends up that's just like the money's getting thrown away, basically.
Oh, I know what to do with this stupid thing now.
Oh no.
Okay.
We're out of.
Oh, just when I figured out what to do.
Out of the taco time.
Oh.
Do we need the unos mas?
Oh, yeah, because I'm going to forget.
Okay,
So
so
we play these like what, every 3 weeks?
yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah, one more, guys. Bye. Bye.